right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. Hey, if this is your first time joining us, or if you're just coming back and hanging out with us again like you do every week, just say hi to the chat, let us know you're hanging out with us, tell us where you're from. Right now I've got Craigslist hanging out with me, Roxanne saying she's going to be coming back after she grabs some coffee, and then David Hollenbeck saying good morning from Montana. So hey, thanks for jumping on here, David and Roxanne. And also, as always, I've got Richard hanging out with you guys in chat, taking care of you guys, helping me with your questions. So make sure that you show some love to Richard there in the chat. Today we're going to be talking about Zenfolio custom pages and how you can embed your Instagram feed into those Zenfolio custom pages. So we're going to go through what are Zenfolio custom pages. I'm going to show you how to embed your Instagram content, whether it's a feed or just posts from your account. And then I'm going to show you how to take that custom page and add it to your site menu so people can get to it from your website. So we're going to be going through all of that today. Also, today is World Mental Health Day. So if you or someone you know struggles with mental health, today is all about raising awareness. There's a link in the description below this if you guys would like to find more information about that. So make sure you check it out and go and support World Mental Health Day. And as always, guys, we're going to be answering your questions live. So if you have questions about Zenfolio, doesn't have to be on the topic that I'm discussing. Make sure that you get those in the chat so I can get those answered live for you guys today. And before we jump into today's topic, I just need to say this. Happy birthday, Phil. If you guys don't know who Phil is, he's one of our high volume account managers. Super great guy. Today is his birthday, and this is actually his first official birthday as a father. So a big happy birthday to Phil. Thanks for all that you do and everything that you do for us on a personal level as well. Super awesome guy. All right, like I said, today we're going to be talking about embedding your Instagram feed into your custom page. So let's go ahead and just jump in. So here we are on my Zenfolio account. And first of all, what we need to talk about is we need to talk about what are custom pages, right? So custom pages come with your Zenfolio account. They're pages where you can do whatever you want, like write some text. They're good places if you want to make an about page that has a lot more options than our built-in about page. You can do this through custom pages. So the way that you find custom pages is just in your account, you're going to hover over website and you're going to look for custom pages right here below built-in pages. And we're going to open this up in a new tab like I always do. And then let me jump over and show you guys what that looks like. So here we are on custom pages, and as you can see, I've got one kind of created in here, but we're going to be building one today that has our Instagram feed and maybe some hand-selected posts from our Instagram account in this custom page. So to get started, what you're going to do is just click New, and then you're going to give this page a title. Now, anywhere you see the little green SEO indicator, that means that the field that you're currently editing can have an impact on your SEO. Which means that when you put a title in here, whatever you're writing in there, you want to think about that because it could potentially have a positive impact on your SEO or have a negative impact on your SEO depending on what you put in there and how you type it. All right, so we're just going to write in here, I'll just say Zenfolio Live Instagram feed. I don't have a Zenfolio Live Instagram account. Maybe I should start one of those. That might be kind of cool. One of the things you'll notice is the title that you make that custom page also affects the URL right here. And if you want to directly edit that URL page, you can actually come in here and edit it directly and change what it says right there. So I don't want to do that. I want to leave it just like this, but you can edit that URL right here. All right. Now, the next thing is custom pages don't have to be indexable by search engines, right? Like by default right now, if I create this page and I save it, it's out there, it's publicly accessible, search engines can find it, they can index it, they're going to read the content. What if I want to make this a page that's for information that only pertains to my clients, but maybe only after they've actually become clients? I want this page to kind of be only accessible via a direct link. So what I can do is I can go right here and I can turn off the indexing option. Now it's important to note this doesn't like password protect the page. but what it does do is it prevents it from being found by search engines, so it's not showing up in search results. So basically this page should only be accessible to people who have the direct link. So if that's something that you want, you can actually turn that option off right here. All right. And then if we scroll down a little bit further, you can see the custom page editor. It's pretty standard. If you do any blogging on Zenfolio, you're going to be really familiar with this editor. You have lots of different options in here. And most of the time when you're creating a custom page or when you're creating a blog post, I usually recommend going in and actually doing the typing and everything right in the editor, because if you copy stuff over from another like Word or something like that, it can carry over pre-existing formatting that can kind of make things look a little funny and might cause you to be a little frustrated because it doesn't look the way that you want it to look. And so to eliminate that, just go in the editor and type in your post or whatever you're typing up here. Now you can add photos, you can add videos, and all of this stuff is going to be pulling stuff from your account. If you like to do a little bit of coding, but you're not super efficient at it, but you like to do a little bit of HTML tagging or something like that, or maybe you are super efficient at it, which I am not, but if you are, you can hit the source and you can actually go in and access the source code. Now you can't get access to the head tag, you're in the body tag right now, but you can go in here and write HTML in here. So like I could come in here and I could say, this is a sentence. And then if I click source, I can go in here and I can write the HTML tag to center that up. So if I go here like this and do a center, and then maybe I want to spell sentence correctly, thank goodness for spell check. Now it centers it up because I wrote the HTML tag in there. So that's an option that you have. I do want to let you know that anytime you go in and you alter the source code like I was just doing, that is custom coding, and that's something that Zenfolio support cannot offer any technical support on. So, and specifically today, what I'm showing you on embedding Instagram content is also something that Zenfolio customer support cannot offer any technical support on. They are going to try their best to help you guys with it, but if there's something wrong with that custom code, since it is in fact custom code that we did not create, chances are we're going to probably say, hey, I can't help you out with this custom code. You're just going to have to remove it. But I just wanted you guys to see this is an option that's here. Okay? All right. So today we're talking about putting Instagram content in here. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple of different ways to do this. You can embed selected content directly from your Instagram or from like a business Instagram. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you can also embed a feed from Instagram using something that creates a widget. And I'm going to show you both of these options. So first of all, let me jump over to my Instagram account really quick. And let me just go down here and grab a post here. So this is the post from this morning. I'm going to grab this. You do have to do this on your computer. I've tried to get the embed link on my phone and it didn't work. If you can do it, let me know. You do have to do this on a browser, but you go to the post that you want to embed, click the little icon right up here in the top right corner. You're going to hit embed, and then you can include the caption of this post, or you can turn that caption off. So like for this post, let's just turn the caption off, and then I'm going to copy the embed code right here. And then I'm just going to jump back over into my Zenfolio account really quick, delete this text, hit the source button, and then this is where I'm going to paste in that embed code. And it looks really big and ridiculous, guys. Sorry, it looks really big and ridiculous. That's from Instagram, but if I uncheck source, you're going to see something that looks like this. And then if we save and preview this, that's actually going to save this custom page, pop it up in another tab, and I'm going to show you what this will look like. So we're going to save it and preview it. And without having done anything else to it, it just kind of throws this over here on the left-hand side and looks kind of odd to me, right? So maybe we want to hand select a few posts that we want to be on this custom page. We want to have them kind of nice and in a grid or something like that. Well, what you can do is if you jump back to the editor, so I'm just going to go back to my editor here, and I'm just going to delete this right here. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm just going to actually go to source. We're going to delete this really quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a grid with a table. Now, tables sometimes can make things look a little funny on mobile, so you have to be careful using tables, but that's an option that you can do right here. So what I'm going to do is click the table tool, and I'm just going to make it 2 columns, and really I just want it to have 1 row, and I'm going to set the width of this table to be 944 pixels. Now, why am I setting the width to be 944 pixels? That's because that is the width of a custom page unless you check this option right here. And then the width of the custom page is determined by the source code. So that's why I'm setting that width. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the border on for now. You can hide the border of the table if you want. I'm going to leave it on, and then I'm going to hit OK, and that's going to create a nice table in here. Now, what I want to do is I want to get my Instagram content in those tables to kind of make a grid. All right, so I'm going to click on source, and then we're going to look for the table. And somebody out there knows the correct term for this. I don't know what the HTML code is or term is, but what we're looking for is the table, the TD right here. That means that that is one cell in the table, and this is the next cell right here. And then these actually signify a row. So anywhere in here is a row. So I'm going to go right between this table cell right here, just between that code. And that's where I'm going to paste that embed code that I just had copied. And then what I'll do is I'll scroll down. And of course, I would usually be doing this with another post, but I'm just going to use the same one. I'm going to find the next table division, thank you Craigslist, and go right here and paste it in between this. And now if I uncheck source, now you're going to see that I have a nice little table here on my Instagram content that I put in here. And if I had more, it would be kind of separating these out and making them in a nice looking grid so that it's there. Again, I did it with the same post. Obviously, we would be using something different. Okay, so that is how you can do it if you want to go in there and you want to embed hand-selected content and not a feed. And you can actually do it from like a business account too. So if you go here and you just go up to the top Instagram and you search, like let's do a search for Zenfolio really quick, and we'll just pull up Zenfolio's feed. You can actually do it from another page like this as well. You can go down and find the post that you want, click on it, and then there's the little embedding option right up here. So if you click on this, you'll get the embed code, and you're just going to copy that code and add it in. So now if I go back to my custom page and I go in here to source, I go down and I find that divider, which is going to be not that one, but let me see if I can find it amongst this mess here. Where is it at? There it is right here. So here's that first TD. I'm going to go table data, whatever Craigslist said that it was. And I'm going to be just getting everything that was between there, kind of cleaning it out. Like I said, there is a lot, but we're going all the way down here to the last TD, which is right there. Deleting that. And then I'm just going to paste in that other post that I just pulled from Zenfolio. Uncheck source, we'll save and preview it, and now once this refreshes, now that post from Zenfolio is here. So that's a good way if you want to show content. Maybe you have several different Instagram accounts. Maybe you have several different photographers that work for you. They have their own Instagram accounts, and and you want to kind of post content from their different accounts. This is how you can do it and hand select stuff. But what if I don't want to hand select stuff? Like, what if I just want all of my posts to show up without me having to go in and hand select things? Well, that's where you're going to use something that's a widget that's going to create basically a feed widget on your site. Now, I did a lot of research on this earlier this week. There's lots of companies out there that make these widgets that you can use that will give you the code. I am by no means recommending the one that I'm about to show you. Zenfolio has no affiliation with it. It's just the one that I like the best. And the link to it is in the description below this video. You can click on it and check it out. It's called Elf Site Apps. And so let me show you what that looks like. Let me grab it right here. There we go. So Elf Site Apps right here. I'm just going to show you really quick what they offer. Basically, you can go in here and say, I want to create an Instagram feed. You can do it from your own, or you can actually target somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want to create a widget that displays Zenfolio's Instagram feed on my custom page. So I would go to the content section here, and I would just say, okay, let's pull at Zenfolio. And now it's pulling in the feed from Zenfolio's Instagram. And then I'm just going to save that up here in the top right corner. And then click the Add to Website button right here. And this right here is the embed code. So I copied it, quite a bit shorter than the direct embed from Instagram. And then what we're going to do is jump back into our custom page editor right here. And now we're going to scroll down. Again, we're hitting source. There is an embed option right here, and you guys are probably wondering why I'm avoiding that. That embed option sometimes does a little bit of weirdness to the formatting. It kind of throws it off to the side or something like that. I prefer just going directly into the source. So we're going to click on source, and we're going to scroll down. We're going to paste in that widget, and then I'm going to uncheck source, and I'm going to do a Command A, not a Command A. I'm going to go back in here really quick. Just make sure that this is nice and centered by writing a center tag, uncheck source, and then we are going to save and preview. And now we have that widget feed. So without me having to go in and hand select stuff, as soon as Zenfolio posts another photo on their Instagram, it's going to pop up here in this feed. Kathleen's asking if this is a free option. The one that I'm showing you guys right now is a free option. They do have paid options. This one has their branding on it down here since it's a free option, and I think it only refreshed like every 15 minutes or something like that. Other than that, there wasn't a lot of limitations to it, which is pretty nice. You can do a lot of different things. When you click on the photos, it does take you to the post in Instagram as well, which is really nice. Some of the other ones that I checked out were taking you to their website rather than the post on Instagram. And so that's one of the reasons why I went with this one to show you guys. But all right, guys, so now we have this Instagram feed in this custom page. How do we get this on our site menu so that people can actually access it from our website? All right, so first let me close out these other tabs right here. And what we're going to do is just close this out. And then you're going to hit the close button right here because we've already saved it. Here's the link right here. And then what you're going to do is hover over website. You're going to right click on preview or right click on customize website and open that in a new tab. You guys will notice I love to open things in a new tab. I'm always bouncing back and forth to customize my site, and it makes the navigation just much smoother because now I can jump from my photos page to the custom pages to customize view, where we're going to add this to our site menu. So I'm going to hit continue here. And then what we're going to do is just come over here to edit site menu. I'm going to hit the add a new button, and we're going to go right here, and I'm just going to say check out our let's do IG feed. All right, whatever you want to call it, that's the title of your site menu. SEO tip, guys, site menu titles matter. They are indexable by the search engines. They do tell search engines what this information is. So your site menu item titles, they do matter. They are important. Okay, so we're going to go right here, and we're going to say link this menu item to a built-in or custom page, and then when you select that option, this turns into a drop-down list. And if I scroll down, let me see if I can get to where you guys can see this. Probably not, but here we go, right here. There is a list of custom pages that's in here under all the built-in pages, and here's that Zenfolio Live Instagram feed page that I just created. I'm going to click on that. And then after I have that selected, I'm just going to hit update. That's going to refresh customize view. And then I can grab the dominoes over on the right and drag it wherever I want. And then once we're happy with that, we need to make sure that we publish these changes so they go live out to our live site. So I'm going to publish that really quick. And then I'm just going to show you guys how it works. Here we go. And there's our Instagram feed right there. And if Zenfolio had posted something 15 minutes after that time period, it would show up here and you wouldn't have to do anything. And again, when you click on these photos, it pulls it up in Instagram instead of going to this particular company's website like some of the other ones we're doing. All right, guys. If you have any questions about that, if you have any questions about custom pages, make sure that you're getting those in the chat. That's all for this content. I'm going to say hi to some of you guys in chat who I missed earlier, and then we will grab some questions. So let me get back to my thing here, and let's see who all jumped on that I missed saying hi to. Let's see. We got Kathleen Riley hanging out with us. Charles Mills hanging out with us. Jurgen Payne says, hey, this is my first time watching one of these live events. I hope I'm saying your name right. As you noticed earlier, I'm not the best speller, so I'm probably not the best reader either. But hopefully I'm saying your name right, Jurgen. But thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. Let's see. We've got, who else do we have here? Let's see. And Kathleen and Roxanne. Hey, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. All right. So I'm sure you guys have questions. Let me get over to my questions doc here really quick. And really quick, those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, I would love to have you come hang out with me on a live stream, but I know it's not always the easiest thing in the world just to drop what you're doing on Thursday and jump on YouTube, which is why I'm so thankful for those of you guys who hang out with me week after week. I don't have to say your names. You know who you are. I really appreciate you guys. But those of you guys who watch the recorded versions of these as well, I really appreciate you guys as well. If you have a question that you'd like for me to answer the following week, there's a link in the description below this video, and it'll say something like questions for next week or something like that. Click on that. That's going to take you to our user forum, and there's a Zenfolio Live question area. You can post a question in there, and I will answer it the following week on Zenfolio Live. And I've got a couple of those that I need to get to, but right now I know you guys have questions in chat, so let me grab a question here. And he said it's pronounced Jurgen, so hopefully I'm saying it right now. He says, why can I not first get it to auto start scrolling when potential clients land on my homepage? Photo strip. It is a strip, not a slideshow, no automated actions. So I think I answered the question in the same sentence. So, hey, it sounds like you're using a photo strip on your homepage. The photo strip is really great because it does allow you to show landscape oriented photos and portrait oriented photos all in the same space without it cropping them off or anything like that. The downside to a photo strip is that it's not an automated slider. It's a photo strip which requires some interaction from the viewer. So Jurgen, what I would do, first of all, let me get into the homepage really quick just so we can talk about that. So I'm going to go to website, right click on here, open that up in a new tab, and then we're just going to jump into that new tab really quick. Okay, so if I go up here to my layout and I go to, I don't know, any one of these, let me actually, you know what? I'm going to do a preset change because I know that the Rosalind here has the slider. So I'm going to go here and we're going to hit continue. That's going to apply that. And then what we're going to do is pick the content. Now, this is the slider here. It does require the manual interaction from your visitors. This is really useful if you want to show landscape orientated photos mixed with some photos that might be portrait orientated. I don't know if I have any in here or not, but as we said, the downside is that it requires some interaction. So if you want to change this, if you're using a preset that has this, you don't have to keep this manual slider. You can change this out to be a slideshow. So what you're going to do is look for either spotlight content or background content, and that's where you're going to change this. So you're going to go up here and click on whether this says spotlight or background content. You're going to click here, and then up at the top right here it'll say change, and you can click change next to photo strip. And that's where you can choose either a single photo or a video, a slideshow, or there's the photo strip option there. So if I swap this out to a slideshow, and I'm just going to keep that same gallery, we'll hit select, and then we'll just go ahead and update this by clicking that update button. Now you're going to notice that this slideshow functions like a slideshow without any actual interaction with me. But the other thing that you're going to notice as well is that some of these images might be getting cropped off. It really just depends on the layout of the images and kind of how I have my homepage set up. So if you want to go through this process and try to pick out which is best for you, I would definitely first ask yourself, do I need to show a mixture of landscape and portrait oriented images on my homepage? If the answer to that is yes, then that photo strip is going to be your best option. But even if you're a portrait photographer, you can still use landscape oriented photos to show your portrait sessions. And so what you'll want to do is create a gallery that just has landscape oriented photos in them. Again, this preset is not really the best example. There's lots of video tutorials on our YouTube channel, Jürgen, that talk about this in great detail. Definitely make sure that you go check those out because it'll be really helpful. I think it's called like customizing your homepage slideshow or something like that, but definitely go check those out and we'll go through this in a lot more detail. Hopefully that kind of answers your question. All right, let me go back to my photos page really quick. Let me grab another question here. Let's see. Let me see. So another question from Jürgen says, one thing I really need to get my head around is best practices for picture sizing for quality and fast loading, as well as exceptional dynamic resizing, which I seem to have loads of issues with. Really, what I would recommend is whatever works best for you. The homepage is the only place that you're really going to need to think about the sizes of your images. If it's in a gallery, the galleries can show the images dynamically. It just depends on what you have set up as your grid option. There's a really good series, Jürgen, that I would definitely recommend that you go through. It's on our YouTube channel. It's called How to Create a Beautiful Website from Scratch through Zenfolio, I think. And basically, it's, I think, like a 6-part series where I completely start a brand new account. And I go through the whole process of setting everything up, from designing the homepage to customizing the gallery so that they appear the way that I want them to appear, showing the different options and all of that. I would definitely recommend going and checking that series out because based on your question, there could be a couple of different areas we need to go. And so definitely you want to go check that out. Also, too, you have access to our support team. And guys, if you have not chatted with our support team, I definitely recommend reaching out to these guys. They are hands down just the most amazing team I've ever had the privilege of working with. Anybody that you talk to on our chat team is located either in North Carolina, and we have 2 people hanging out in Maine, and they are just amazing. Everybody is either an active photographer, has been a photographer at one point in their life, or involved in the photography industry in some form or fashion, or art industry or something like that. So you're definitely be talking to somebody who has a lot of knowledge on the platform, and they love helping you guys out. So make sure that you hit that little chat button and you take advantage of that. They don't wait till you get frustrated. Don't wait till you're like, man, I think I can figure this out, but it's really starting to bother me. Just click on there and be like, hey, I just need to know how this works. They love you guys, and they are always, hanging out there ready to help you guys out. So make sure that you check that out as well. Okay, let me grab another question here really quick. Roxanne says, there's an issue with the visibility of my drop-down portfolio on my homepage. I would like a background added to the list so that the list is visible over the image. I've seen this on the edit page. All right, Roxanne, so you can have backgrounds on your drop-down menu. Let's go ahead and jump into Customize View, and I'll show you how to set this up. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to right-click on Customize Website. We're going to get that opened up in a new tab. Jump over into that tab really quick and check this out. So let's see, do I have a drop-down menu up here? So I have one right here. And just like you were talking about, Roxanne, this drop-down menu has a background. All right. And so first of all, before we move forward, we need to clarify a couple of things here. First of all, we're on the home page. So being on the home page, there is the chance that we could be using one of 2 menus up here. This could be our header menu or our homepage menu. So the first thing that we need to know is on the homepage here, what menu are we using. So we're going to go to options and check this out right here on page elements. We're using the page header menu right here. The home page menu is set to hide, which I definitely recommend hiding that home page menu and using your page header. That way your website's navigation stays consistent across all the different pages and galleries and things in your website, because you can show your page header across your entire website. So now that we know what menu we're using, let's get into Theme Designer and figure out how to fix this. So what I'm going to do is right click on themes. We're going to open that in a new tab, and then we're going to jump over into that new tab because it's basically going to be a duplicate tab. And then in this tab, we're going to go to themes, and we're going to click edit theme. And you guys will see why I do it this way here in a second. While Theme Designer is loading, I'm going to grab some coffee. All right. So just to show you what I have up, I have one tab with all photographs, one tab with customized view, one tab with Theme Designer. This way we can easily bounce back and forth between all of these. All right, so I'm going to hit the reset there. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to go to the Style tab, because this is where we can customize our header. We're going to go down here, and we're going to click on this drop down right here. And so we're going to click on that, and then I'm going to go over here to the left, and we're going to find our drop down settings. So right here is drop down, and you can see there's a background setting right here. And so just to show you, if I click background and I turn that to red and I hit done, now that background color is red. So probably what's going on with yours, Roxanne, is that your background color is probably set to be transparent like this. So if I drop the opacity down, and if I save this, you're really going to be able to see it when I move back to Customize View. So if I go back to Customize View and I refresh this tab, now when we hit that drop down, we're probably going to have a hard time seeing some of the text because there's no background. See how it's transparent? And on that image right there especially, it's really hard to read. So what we're going to do is go back to Theme Designer, jump back over to Theme Designer, go down, find that drop down, go to the drop down settings over here, find the background color, click on that little spot right there, bring the opacity all the way up, and then I'm going to set it back to white because that red color is pretty hideous on this theme. All right, so I've got that saved. Now the secret is making sure that you're saving it here, and then when you're going back to this one, you have to refresh it before you can see the change. So if I go here now and I test it, it's still going to be transparent. I have to refresh my browser in order to actually see that change that I just made. So now I should be able to see the white again right here. All right. Now, if you're using the homepage menu, okay, if you're using the homepage menu, then that menu item is going to be on the homepage tab right here. You're going to find that drop down, and it's the same process. So right here, or it might be right here, depending on which homepage menu you're using, if you're using that homepage menu. So you're just going to click here, and again, this process is the same. Click on the drop down, find the drop down settings over here, and then change that. And then once you have your site looking the way that you want, so once I have everything looking the way that I want, I have the white back on here, this is good to go. Then we're going to go up to that top corner right up there and click publish to make those changes live. All right, hopefully that answered your question, Roxanne, showed you how to kind of get in there and do all that stuff. Theme Designer for sure can be hard to navigate around if you don't spend a lot of time in there. I spend a lot of time in Theme Designer, and there are still things that I have to go in there and basically just change the colors to everything all crazy looking before I'm actually able to nail down where a specific color is coming from for my website. So great question though. Thank you for asking that. All right, let me go back over here and let me see. Let me grab another question here. Let's see. Let's see. Jurgen says, even more annoying, why can I not get that film strip gallery to load in a random order each time the homepage is loaded? So Jurgen, I think that was answered in chat, but the option to make the photo strip load randomly is actually not an option. That is something that you can do with a slideshow though. So if I go back here really quick and we go to edit page, all right. If you're using a slideshow, you can go under set options of the slideshow and you can have that slideshow play the images in a random order. Now, this is not something that I like to turn on, and I'll tell you why. Because the images on my homepage, I have strategically picked those out for a specific reason. Not only have I strategically picked those out for a specific reason, I've put them in a particular order, right? Your homepage should be very intentional. You don't want people hanging out on your homepage. If you have a random slideshow playing where it's playing the images in random orders, it might make people sit there and be like, oh, okay, I'm not sure if I've seen all the images. Oh, I saw that one, but I didn't see this one. And so it might make people hang out on your homepage a little longer than you want when you really want them progressing through your site. There's a really, really good tutorial called What is the Purpose of Your Website? It was a live stream. It was a couple of months back. It talks about the whole purpose of a website and strategically setting it up. You definitely want to check that out. But for me personally, I'm building my homepage to accomplish one goal, to attract new clients, to get them to like my photos, find how to move into contacting me to set up a shoot so that I can make money. That is my overall goal. And so when you're designing your site, when you're picking out options, you want to always first establish the goal of your site. If your site is not to acquire new clients, maybe your business model is different, maybe you're just, this is just to show off your work. But come up with a goal for your website, and then every decision that you make for the design of that homepage, weigh it against that goal and see if it's going to help you further that goal or if it's not. And if you don't answer like yes, having it set up this way is definitely going to make it easier for me to accomplish that goal, then don't do it that way. That's my personal opinion, but I just thought I would share that with you. All right, let me get back to the photos page. Let's see. There doesn't seem a way to Phil says, in the blog, there doesn't seem to be a way to add an image from the post form. I have to go add the photo first, then come back into the blog, edit the form, and insert it. Am I missing something? No, Phil. So you're not missing something. That's unfortunately the way it is. You do have to have the photos uploaded into your Zenfolio account first, which again, this is another reason why I would really suggest you getting in the habit of working in my mind just went blank. Get in the habit of working in multiple tabs, because there's nothing that I hate more when I'm working on something than to have to save it in the middle, leave, go back, upload something, and all of that stuff, right? So if you're working in multiple tabs, you can leave that blog page open and you can go upload photos and then kind of save, refresh, and then those photos will be available. And what I recommend doing, Phil, if you don't have this already, I recommend creating a special place in your account for that stuff that you want to use. Because like eventually, if not already, you're going to have a lot of content in your Zenfolio account. It's really easy to, especially if you do not have good organizational practices in place, it's really easy to just upload stuff, and then you're doing a blog post and you're looking for a specific photo and you're like, man, I can't even remember what gallery that's in. So I definitely recommend creating a website assets folder, making it private. And this is where I put stuff that I want to use on my website, but I don't want it to be found and browsed like a gallery. It's where I would put photos that I want to upload or show in my blog. And so I would just go in here and under this folder, create a gallery really quick, call it like blog photos or whatever. And then to make it easy on yourself, go ahead and set that gallery to public, because your blog post photos do have to be public for them to be shown. So I'm going to click on this, go to access. I'm going to make it public, but I'm going to make sure that it's set to not be included in any search results because I don't want that gallery being found on search results. And then this is where I would store my photos for the blog. So if I'm working on a blog post, I'm going to go website, blog like this, have it opened up in a new tab, just like this. Come in here, create a new post, and then say, okay, let's see, Robert's test. And then I'm down here writing stuff in here, and then I'm like, oh man, okay, I need a photo for this. I would leave this open, right? Jump back in that previous tab, and then add that photo to my blog photos if I haven't already. So like you can go and pull a photo from, wherever you need to pull a photo from. So like let's say I need to pull one from, I don't know, what do I have in here? Let's go to this one and let's grab a photo from here. Let's grab this photo right here, and I'm just going to copy it to the blog photos right here. Copy that over to the photos there. And then while that's copying, I'm going to jump back over here, keep typing on my blog. And then once I'm done and ready for the photo, just kind of save it, jump back in here. And then what you can do is click in here somewhere, wherever you want to add that photo, go to photo, and then blog photos, and here's that photo ready to go. All right. And then you insert it. Obviously that photo is still rendering its preview image, but that is how you would do it. And then you can just save and preview, save and close, or whatever you need to do. But currently you are correct. There's not a way to upload a photo while you're in the blog editor, which is, again, is why I definitely recommend working in those multiple tabs. That way you can jump back and forth between them if you need to add content to your site without having to save and close your blog, leave your blog, go back to photos, find that gallery, upload it, and then go back into your blog and reopen everything. Hopefully that answers your question and gives you at least a good idea of a workflow that will help speed that process along. Great question though. All right, let's get back in here. Let's see. I've got a question from Darren. Darren says, hey guys, I'm trying to work out how you would, for gallery links, that doesn't matter what preset you're in. You can customize and edit your site menu however you want to. It doesn't matter what preset you're in or anything like that. So let me hop into customize view in this really quick, and we're going to reset this site to Roslyn, which I think I just did. And I want to show you that. So up here, all right, right up here, this is where you can add your gallery link. So if you want to add another gallery in here, like maybe you want, I don't know, let me just change this to say, let me remove, actually, let's turn this into a drop-down menu right here. And let's say galleries. All right, so galleries right here, update, and then I'm going to hover back over this and click add, and we'll just say gallery 1. I'm creating a drop-down menu is what I'm doing. We're going to link that to a group, gallery, or collection. You're going to go right here, hit select, and then we're going to go choose the gallery that we want to link to right here. And then you're just going to repeat that process for each additional gallery that you want to add on here. So if I go back up here, I can hit plus again. I can say gallery 2, hit enter, and then we can link that to whichever other gallery we want to link to, hit update, reload this, and now we've created that new drop down with gallery links in it. So now they're all right here. Now, that's how you do it on your site menu. You specifically mentioned the preset Rosalind. And something that the preset Rosalind has in it that a lot of the other ones don't is if you scroll down, it can show the featured galleries and collections. And it can also show, if you have it turned on, showing on your homepage. You definitely, whoops, I think something just glitched out. Sorry, guys. You definitely do not want to show all photographs on your homepage or recently added, because these are things that are kind of out of your control as far as what's showing in them. Basically, all photographs is going to show everything that's in your account. Now, if the galleries are password protected, people still have to enter passwords to get to them and all of that stuff. I just don't recommend having that information showing on your website at all. So I'm going to set those to hide right here. Hey, Charles, Have a great session. Thanks for jumping on and hanging out with us. Hope you have a great session. All right. Looks like I'm having internet connection issues, guys. So I apologize if I'm flickering in and out. Please just bear with me. Hopefully it's not too choppy. But I apologize. Okay. So we're going to hide that all photographs. We made sure that that was turned off right down here. But there is a featured option here, and I think this is the option that you're looking for. So we're going to make sure that featured option is set to show, and we're going to apply this. And now what I'm going to show you guys is how you add those galleries here. You can see I have one right here. So leaving it here, now we're going to go back to this photos page right here. And what we're going to do is there's a featured section right here. Okay. And you can click in here and you can add stuff into your featured gallery section. So right now this engagements gallery is in there for whatever reason. If I wanted to remove it, I could. If I wanted to add other galleries into this featured section, I could. So I could click add and I could say, okay, let's add blog photos in here for whatever reason. Let's add, I don't know, let's add in, what do I have in here? Let's add this one in here as well. All right, and so once I do that, and obviously they look the same, but once I do that, if we jump back over here and we refresh this, now you're going to notice that those galleries change and it shows those here. So it's just a way that you can use featured galleries and collections to show gallery thumbnails on your homepage if that's something that you want. I don't really like this option. For one, I cannot change what this says right here. So I can't say like, check out these galleries. I can't say, you know, it's always going to say featured galleries and collections. Even if I don't have a collection setting here, it's always going to say that. So I can't change this. But it is something that's on the Rosalind preset. It's also on some of the older presets as well. If this is something you don't like, which I don't like it, you can turn this off by going back up to options. Go to page elements, scroll down, and just set your featured galleries and collections to hide right here. And then just apply that. And that will remove that section entirely. So now if I scroll down, now there is no featured galleries and collections. And then we can turn it off. Let's see, Kristen says, I want to take those featured galleries off, but it is not under options for me. That's interesting. So you should be able to go here and go to page elements and find it right here. If you can't find it here, Kristen, shoot an email to our support team or hit up the chat. So you can always reach out to the support team. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact and email the support team. Or if you have the chat icon right here, you can hit that chat icon up and have our support team. Let them know that you want to remove that. They should be able to go in and help you out with that. I would have to look at your specific account. If it's not showing where it should be showing, then there might be an option check somewhere that kind of makes things look a little different or something like that. Some layouts have that option, some don't. So I would really need to specifically look at your account, and that's what our support team would be able to do. So just make sure that you hit that chat icon or shoot an email, let them know, and they'll be happy to go in and check it out and help you out with that. Also, yes, as Craigslist was saying, one of the things that you guys have to remember is if you go to options, sometimes this little scroll bar right here, I specifically have my scroll bars set to show on my browser and in my Mac, but sometimes there'll be options that are hidden. Hover over this space and slide down right here, and you should be able to get to it. Unfortunately, Kristen, I don't think you can throw a screenshot into the YouTube chat, but if you'll just send a screenshot to zenfolio.com, you can put attention Robert on there if you want. I'll take a look at it. Also, you know, send me your account email if you're emailing in from another account, and I'll see if I can't help you figure that out. But it's probably just an option that's clicked somewhere that we just need to narrow down and see what it is. Sorry, I can't help you here. I wish I could. I have to be able to actually look at your account to do that. All right, let's see here. Let me grab another email question. Guys, we've got about 9 minutes left. If you have questions, make sure you get those in the chat so I can get those answered live for you guys today. I'm going to grab some email questions really quick. Let's see. Let me grab some water. Okay, I want to offer different cropping options for different pictures in the same gallery. Any advice? So, when you say you want to offer different cropping options, I take that as I have photos that I uploaded. Some of them are in a different aspect ratio than other photos. Maybe you've cropped some at 1:1. Maybe you have some at 3:2 aspect ratio as they came out of your camera. And maybe you want to make sure that those prints are only, or those photos are only able to be purchased on print sizes that actually work with their aspect ratio. That's how I'm interpreting this question. So hopefully I'm getting it right. If not, you're going to have to give me a little bit more information, but I'm going to answer it as the way I interpreted it. So if you have a gallery that has different aspect ratios in it, so let's go to, I don't know if I have a good one for an example for this or not, but let me go to my engagements gallery here, and let's see. So let's just pretend that this photo is 1:1 or a square aspect ratio, and then this photo is 3:2. All right, and I want to make sure that nobody tries to buy this photo as an 8:10 because it's going to look really bad as an 8:10. It's probably going to be cropped off, and it's just not the way that I want to sell that image. So what you can do is you can have a price list that has only certain print sizes on it, and you can actually apply a different price list to an image in a gallery that's different from the rest of that gallery. So let's say that 90% of this gallery, it's okay to use my engagements price list because 90% of that gallery is in 3:2 aspect ratio, and that price list has only print products that are in 3:2 aspect ratio. Except for this one image that for whatever reason I've decided looks better in 1:1. Again, we're pretending that this image is a 1:1 or square image. So how do I keep people from buying that on the wrong print size? Well, the first thing I need to do is create a price list that only contain the print sizes I want to be available for that photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to selling, right click on price list, open that up in a new tab, and then we're just going to jump over there really quick. And I've got a bunch of price lists in here, but I'm just going to make a new one really quick. We're going to go right in here. I'm going to add a blank price list. Now, when you do this, it's really important that you use the same vendor that you use on the rest of your price list, the same settings, and all of that's the same, so that when people are placing orders, the checkout is all seamless. So I'm just going to call this square images. There we go. Good name for it. And then we're going to click add products. And then I'm on MPix Pro. I'm going to go to prints really quick. And then we actually have these sections over here. So I'm going to go to square and wide prints. And then here are my square options right here. Let me just grab those. And we're going to save that. I'm not going to raise the price. I mean, raise the price. Please make money on your products. I'm just not doing it for time's sake because we only got 6 minutes. So if you don't know how to create a price list, lots of videos on our channel. Go check them out. Please, please, please do not leave it at the default pricing. Make some money off of your work. You deserve to. All right, we're going to go down here to the bottom, and we're going to just save this. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to try to get there quickly. We're going to go back to the photos page now. I'm going to refresh this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on just that image right here. And once I do that, I can click this little thing right here, and I can say set photo only price list. And now I'm applying a price list just to that photo. And so here are my square images right there. And I'm going to hit save. And so now if I preview this really quickly, I'll just show you that if I click on a photo, so I purposely clicked on this one because I want you guys to see all of the products that are in QuickShop over here. And then if I go back to the previous photo, which was our square photo, you're going to see the product options change to just those. Well, I guess I grabbed a 5x15, my bad. But to just the square options over here. So that way, if you have photos in different aspect ratios in your gallery and you want them to only be available on print sizes that work best for those, you can set up different price lists like this and have them assigned to just an image. Or, another good use for this feature is if you have some kind of signature editing style. Maybe you have some signature editing style that you don't do on all of your photos. Maybe you only apply it to the best 5 or 6. And you want to charge a little bit more for those photos. You can go and duplicate a price list, raise the prices up on that one a little bit, and then assign it to just that photo, so that when your client's going through the gallery and they hit those photos where you've done some extra work and you should be compensated for it, the prices of the prints and the products go up for that photo because it has that signature editing style applied to it, and you should make more money for that extra time that you've put into doing that for your clients. Hopefully I interpreted that question right and I didn't just go on a 10-minute rant for nothing. Hopefully that gave you a good idea of how to accomplish what you were wanting to accomplish and give you some good information there. All right, guys, we've got about 3 minutes left. Let me see if I have a question that I can answer in 3 minutes. Here's a question right here. Hi, I'm a photographer, but I also do graphic design. Sweet, I actually have a degree in graphic design. I want to have a site that can show both sides of me. Do I need to have another Zenfolio account, or is there a way to have those two different sides of my business on one website? So the way that I've answered this question, and I will always answer this question, is you have to ask yourself a question first. If you are a photographer and a graphic designer, do you need to prevent your photography clients from knowing that you do graphic design? Do you need to prevent your graphic design clients from knowing that you do photography? If the answer to that question is yes, or do you want to prevent them? If the answer to that question is yes, then you definitely want a separate Zenfolio account with probably a separate domain. Now, this is for people, I've had people who are like, hey, I do senior portraits and I do boudoir photography, and my clients get a little weird if they know that I do both, so I want to keep those two parts separate. That's when I'm like, yes, you need two websites because there's not a way to prevent access from the other one with one domain name. You're just going to need. So if you need absolute separation from those two sides of your business, you're going to want to have two separate Zenfolio accounts. If you don't need that separation, if you're okay with your clients knowing that you do photography and graphic design or boudoir photography and senior portraits, if that's not an issue for you, you can do everything on one Zenfolio account. You can have separate portfolios set up. You can have it really clearly defined. You just have to be strategic with how you set up your site menu. All right? So that's the answer to that question. ISO awesome. I see your question in the chat. I've got 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm not going to have time to walk you through this process, but the answer to that question is there is an easy way to do that. It's through our coupons feature. There is a video on our YouTube channel that it's called How to Give Clients Downloads for Free. I think it's something like that. Go find that video. That will walk you through that entire process of how to give your clients a certain number of downloads for free and then make them pay for the rest. But it's using our coupon feature. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to take you through that entire process. That video will show you everything that you need to know. All right, guys. 1 minute left. Great questions today. I really appreciate all of you guys who hung out with me today. Ask great questions. Kristen, ISO, awesome. Craigslist, Roxanne, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Hey, make sure sometime today, sometime this week, this weekend, that you go out and you be a voice of encouragement to somebody, that you help somebody, that you teach somebody something, that you take the time to conversate, to meet somebody, to learn about somebody, that you are bringing some kind of positivity into the world. There's enough negativity out there. We need to make sure that we are working together to bring more positive influences and positive vibes and all of that good stuff into this world. So take some time this weekend, go out, help a friend, meet somebody new, look somebody in the eye and actually ask them how they're doing and wait for a response and have a conversation. You never know where it might take you. It might be something awesome. You might make a new friend. But hey guys, have a safe weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you're watching the recorded version of this and you'd like to learn more about Zenfolio, I recommend watching some of the videos that you should see popping up on your screen.